Scott,
Scott Scott Demore and oh gosh, what's his name? Sanjay Dutt. So they're under a new regime. They're starting all over pretty much from scratch. Hence the reason why tonight's pay-per-view was named Redemption. They're trying to bring back all the fans that they lost years before and trying to get them back so you guys can come back and watch them again. So tonight was Redemption 18. We had a couple of matches. We had a couple of title matches as well and a pretty damn good main event. So welcome, Alex. Welcome, Dave. How you guys doing tonight?
how you doing, guys?
I guess Alex wasn't originally going to join us, but he fell through and watched the show. He paid for it and said, he thought it was a really good show. So he thought he would come on here and give his thoughts on tonight's show. So, I don't necessarily watch Impact as much as I used to. Me and Impact have been on for me, at least for Impact, and I can't say much for Dave. Impact has been a big love-hate relationship over the past few years. Some things I did enjoy, some things I absolutely hated. And for a while, I was pretty much the guy that would bash Impact, wouldn't give it a chance. But I got to give it its props. The last couple of months, it has been doing better under this new regime of Don Callis and others, and Art Architect. And it's definitely caught my eye. I'm not 100% about behind everything they're doing, but I got to say it's a lot better than what we have seen in the last couple of years. So with that being said, tonight was Redemption 18. The opening match was Drago versus Aerostar, two guys from Lucha Underground, of course. If you don't know, Lucha and Impact are kind of in a little working relationship at the moment. And Lucha is A-okay with them using their wrestlers. So we'll go with you first, Dave. What were your thoughts on the opening match between Drago and Aerostar?
Man, I really love Aerostar is freaking awesome. And Drago reminds me of freaking the guy from Jeepers Creepers. Mm-hmm. So it's just like crazy. But yeah. I really enjoyed this match, and that move Aerostar hit when he just flew. I don't know where he came from. I mean, serious, like he was out of camera range, and he just came out of nowhere. It was an awesome match. I enjoyed it. Yes, there was some slippery ropes, it seemed like, but other than that, some missed spots. The finish was kind of messed up a little bit, I felt. Mm-hmm. It seemed like it was like kind of botched a little bit, but overall, I thought it was a pretty good match if you want to count out the finish. We had some finish problems tonight, but other than that, it was a good match, an entertaining match. I enjoyed it.
Okay. Well, what's up, everybody? Again, Jordan, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for the super hearts as well and all the hearts. And thank you again, everybody, for the awesome viewership that we got last night on our Shoot the Shit show. So before I go to Alex, I'll give my thoughts. I thought the match was okay. I thought a lot of the parts, I didn't really care for Aerostar, like waiting for certain spots to happen. It seemed like sometimes he would wait for Drago to get up or to get in the right area. I don't know if that was his fault or Drago's fault, but it seemed like sometimes he would just kind of hesitate on doing certain moves. But, some of the moves were a little bit sloppy. The finish of the match is a little bit sloppy. But I guess overall, hey, what's up, Big Joe? I thought the match was pretty solid for an opening match tonight. Now, what did you think, Alex? The guy that is kind of new to watching Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, and I said it earlier today.
What's up, Brandon?
My first Impact show / TNA in like 12 years. So this match accomplished two things. It set the pace for the rest of the show, and it would show us that left turnbuckle and that rope was a bad problem tonight for a lot of guys. I don't know what was going on when it came to that side, but whenever anyone would use it, there would always be a little bit of a slip up. But it was a fun match. I agree that it was a bit botchy at times. But to agree with Dave, that La Bombita, that they called it, that springboard, like back senton, whatever he did to Drago, that was pretty cool. And it was a good match. It was a good way to set the pace, definitely.
Okay, yeah, and these two guys are mainly used on Lucha Underground, so we have no idea if these guys are going to be used on Impact Wrestling at all. It just could have been just a one-off. They did have a match. I know Aerostar was on the Lucha versus Impact match. So thank you, Brandon. So I do think that maybe they will use these two a little bit more often. We shall see. But the next match of the night was probably the most head-scratcher of the night, which was LAX taking on Eli Drake and Get the Table's favorite, Scott Steiner, in a tag team title match. Before the match actually started, the LAX gets a phone call from, I guess, some random person, I guess a friend of theirs, and they're saying that Conan was taken out and he wasn't going to end up being on the show or being in their corner tonight. They didn't have their usual manager as well. I'm not sure of her name at the top of my head, but she wasn't at ringside as well. So
it's like a Z name. I can't think of her name now.
So it was LAX taking on Eli Drake and Scott Steiner, I guess one-on-one, no managers at ringside. And yes, exactly, Bliss. That is exactly what it is. And yeah, Scott Steiner throws out a Frankensteiner, which that blew my mind when I saw him do that. So props to him for actually kind of doing stuff in this match, because when we did see them, he was in a match at Lucha versus Impact. He really didn't do much other than just kind of stay on the ringside. He got involved a little bit, but really didn't do much. But he's your new tag team champ, along with Eli Drake. I'm not a very big fan of this outcome, as everybody does know that Scott Steiner is we're big fans of him on the show. All inside jokes. If you haven't been here long, Scott Steiner is the mathematician of the show. But I just don't agree with them beating LAX. LAX is definitely the best tag team Impact has. It's debatable. It depends on how big of an OVE fan you are. But LAX is definitely probably the best tag team division tag team in the division. So I'm not really sure if I feel that Scott Steiner, a guy that he's 55 years old. So I mean, nothing against that, but he's not a guy that you could probably, count on to having, awesome tag matches night in and night out. And especially with Eli Drake having that cash in, I thought it would have been a nice little maybe addition to the show. Maybe try to cash in tonight during the title match. But that's just my opinion. Not a big fan of the outcome, but I thought the match itself was all right. What about you, Dave? What'd you think?
Yeah, I was surprised, I think, more than anything, about how good Scott Steiner looked out there because of his age. Like you said, he's 50 years old. And so, I mean, the Frankenstein surprised me. Them winning it was kind of like, okay, I guess they're paying him a lot of money, so they want to give him a title.
Well, you're breaking up, Dave. You're breaking up a little bit, Dave.
They're paying him a lot of money, I'm guessing, so that's why they wanted to give the title if they're going to pay him all that money.
Yeah, well, and also with that, too, they beat OVE in the Lucha versus Impact match. So this guy is not taking any losses since he's came back to the company, if I'm not mistaken. Are you fans of them winning the tag titles over LAX?
I like LAX, but I'm not really a fan of beating them. Can you hear me?
You're breaking up a little bit, but yeah, I can hear you.
All right, yeah, like I said, I'm not a fan of them beating him, but because I really do like LAX. These guys, I thought they looked good tonight. I really did. LAX was out there killing it with Drake for most of the match, and then Scott Steiner came in. I told the modern day Maharaja on the DMs that LAX and the Young Bucks, that would be a fun match right there.
Oh, yeah. LAX had the titles for the long. Yeah, I agree. It's not that I never want them to lose the titles. I just feel like they could have lost it to a better tag team. You know what I mean? Nothing against Scott Steiner or Eli Drake. They're doing what they're doing. They're doing what they can in Impact. But I mean, this team was just randomly put together. It's not like these guys are going to last for very long. It would have been cool. I'm not a big OVE guys, but the OVE, even though they just recently were tag champs, would have been better than this, in my opinion. Cult of Lee, other tag team. I don't even know who else they have in their tag division, to be honest with you. That's how slim it is. So I just don't. I'm not a big fan of guys just getting put randomly together and then automatically winning the tag titles right away. They at least should have been given a little bit more time than that. But that's just me. I guess that's just me nitpicking a little bit too much about it. But yeah, I'm not a big OVE guy, Bob. What about you, Alex? What do you think of the tag match? Steiner is 55 years old. Yeah, the bar did work, but it did take a little bit longer. It took them time to develop, to get the fans over, to actually get it to work out. These guys just got put together, I think, a couple of weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, TV wise. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, so as you guys know, a lot of these opinions are kind of my first viewership. So my takeaway from this is that I do think LAX is awesome. I see what you guys have been saying. I think they worked well as a tag team. They look great here tonight. And yeah, I'll give Scott Steiner his props. He whipped out a Frankensteiner at 55. Is that like you said? Is that going to show what to expect?
Raiders brand. Hello? Uh-oh. Did we lose Alex? Oh my gosh, I think we lost Alex, everybody. Hopefully he'll come back so we can get his thoughts on the Steiner tag team title match. But it looks like his connection messed up on us.
Tony, I thought was really interesting is that Josh Matthews saying that whole thing, like how he was afraid Scott Steiner was going to kill him and stuff like that.
Yeah, I did laugh at that you mentioned the whole confrontation that they had at WrestleCon, and that Josh Matthews is still scared of him. I thought that was pretty funny. All right, so the next match until Alex gets back, we'll move on. Hopefully he can jump back onto the show with us. What was the next? Oh, Trevor Lee, Desmond Xavier, Taji Ishimori, El Hijo del Fantasma, DJ Z, and Brian Cage. Hey, what's up? Hey, Adam Bomb is in. Yes, Adam Bomb, what's up, dude? I saw you tweeting all night about Impact. It was very cool to see that. You did not see this match, Dreo? I would definitely go back and watch this match if you can. The only thing I did not like about the match, but it ended up being okay after they started to get going, was the whole everybody had to get tagged in. Yeah. I didn't think I was like, oh, we're gonna get. Oh, there goes Alex. Alex is back.
Sorry, guys. Not a good weekend for the Wi-Fi here, but real quick, just thought it was a good match. Didn't think they should have lost the titles, but yeah, I mean, it's the whole point. It's nice to make new changes, kind of shake up everything, and that's what they were trying to do. Okay, we'll see what happens, but I'm definitely big on LAX for sure.
Another really quick thing about the match was that Scott Steiner didn't get the pinfall. It was Drake, so that was a plus.
That's true. That is true.
This solidified Cage and Xavier as stars, in my honest opinion. Okay, we're talking about the six-way match between Xavier Lee, Ishimori, Phantasma, DJ Z, and Brian Cage. One thing I got out of this match is Brian Cage, man. Has there ever been someone that big that moves like this man? I don't even think Brock Lesnar in his prime was like this. Like, he does stuff that luchadors do, backflips, all types of moves. Like, man, he really impressed me tonight. I know it's against guys that are 200 pounds, and it's a lot easier for him to handle, but I thought he looked fantastic tonight. Again, Desmond Xavier looked very good out there. My boy, I really like DJ Z. I wasn't a big fan of him back in the TNA days, but I love it when he says DJ hit my music, and they do that. I love that. I know it's kind of cheesy, but I love that. But Brian Cage, my goodness gracious. Hey, what's up, Raider guy? I know I know everybody's like, why do you always say you wish you could see him in the WWE? I wish I could see this man in the WWE. The matches this man could have. Certain people in that company. Wow. But all right, Dave, I know you're a big Desmond Xavier guy, but who was your MVP of this match, and what did you think of the match itself?
I guess you have to go with Cage because he pretty much destroyed everyone. I had a problem with this match. I thought it was good and entertaining, yes, but
Probably
it
right,
seemed like
McGuire.
it was set up for Cage to win it. It was like it would be like Brock Lesnar going to 205 Live and having a gauntlet match with all these guys.
That is true. I get your point on that. It was like, all right, what are the odds of of Brian Cage actually losing this match? This match. Honestly, we can all say this. This is to feature Brian Cage. This is show off Brian Cage, show how strong he is, and then also throw in what else he can do on a regular basis. That's definitely what this match was.
I know our guy Alex was pretty pissed off. He was telling me stuff. He's like, "What the hell? This dude, what is the move called? The Terminator knee or whatever?"
Where he does like this. He does this like he drops the person, rolls, does a springboard moonsault. He's already doing the Terminator gimmick. I mean, am I watching juiced up Kenny Omega? Like, come on, guys.
Oh, is he calling Brian Cage out?
I already did, and he responded to me, so it's nothing new.
Dang! Wow. Okay. Look at Alex becoming some type of a savage here.
Oh, no.
Brave against Brian Cage. Brian Cage better watch out for Alex.
Oh yeah, totally. If Brian Cage was right in front of me, I'd have so much to say. Totally.
So Dave, what did you think? Who was your MVP tonight?
I think it had to be Brian Cage. Brian Cage. I mean, the dude was killer. He really was. I mean, he looked like a monster out there destroying everybody. I mean, come on. How hard was that to do, though? I mean,
okay, other than Brian Cage, who else looked good out there?
I'm partial to Xavier. I thought he looked good, but I also thought Ishimori had some great stuff out there as well. But I think all the guys got a chance to shine, and they got 15 minutes, maybe 20 out there to wrestle. So I mean, they all had some good spots. It's hard to say, but I guess I'll go with Xavier because I enjoy him. But I mean, yeah. And someone said, "Oh, Xavier is going to be and Cage are going to be stars." I've been praising Xavier for a long time.
You know what? I'm very upset that you didn't mention one man though.
DJZ?
Trevor Lee. How can you forget Trevor Lee?
Was he there?
Wow. Trevor Lee gave it to Brian Cage for a little bit, almost beat him. If you don't recall.
The corner, he got punched in the corner.
I call him the Wolf. I'm gonna call Trevor Lee the Wolverine. That's what he reminds me of, is Wolverine, dude. Because this dude is hairy as fuck. Callis was the MVP in all honesty. Look at Adam Bomb. That's definitely going to make Alex smile when he says stuff like that. So you say –
guys, just the reaction.
Desmond Xavier was Dave's MVP. What did you think of the finishing move Brian Cage pulled out at the end?
That's his finisher.
I've never seen that before. He does that on regular-sized men?
Yeah, he did it to Bobby Lashley.
Wow. That's a badass move, man. That is
stuff like that is impressive. I'm sorry, Brian Cage is great. I think he's fun to watch, but man, it's like a bull going into a china shop. I just hate the fact that he's fighting all these basically. No offense to the guys, but he's basically going in there fighting cruiserweights.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, for the most part, yeah. And I'm sorry that I'm not a big I don't follow Brian Cage that much. I know of him, but I didn't follow him extremely like Dave and Alex have. But wow, when he did that finishing move, I was like, wow, he did it with such ease. And I know the guy's 150 pounds. I understand that, but still, it's still an impressive move. Way better than The Undertaker's finisher, that's for sure. Yeah, just had to throw that out there. What about you, Alex? Your MVP for the 6-way match. And the only nitpick I did have on the match was I didn't care for the certain – you had to tag in your the opponent. But after it ended up getting going, it actually kind of worked out. I did like how it said if you got out of the ring, a new guy was able to get in the ring and replace you. I did like that, but other than that, I didn't really care for that rule. But what about you? What did you think of the match and your MVP other than Brian Cage awards?
Yeah, I guess I would have to give it to DJZ if we're not talking about Brian Cage, because I agree with Dave. I think it was a fun match. Don't get me wrong, but I do think this was meant to be a showcase for Brian Cage. It was kind of what you expected, and DJZ definitely had a great showing. as for the other four, they had their spots, but it was definitely those two that were really given a lot to work with. I know that Dave was really excited for me to see Taiji Ishimori, and from what I saw, he was impressive, but I didn't really see much. I gotta tell you, Tony, after that Lucha Impact and tonight, I'm big on Trevor Lee. I feel what he brings to the ring.
Hey, Trevor Lee, man, he'll never make it to the main roster on WWE or NXT. He'll probably be an Impact guy for life, but that dude has it, man.
Yeah.
Disregard his hairiness. But this man can actually wrestle. I'm happy you are recapping. And hey, man, Impact Wrestling recaps are going to be happening on the regular now. Also, they announced tonight that Slammiversary will be in July, I believe July 22nd. So you guess what, everybody? We will be live with a post show on July 22nd for a recap of the Slammiversary. But before we move on, should they change, since this is a redemption? Since they are on a redemption mode, should they change the pay-per-view names?
I don't know if I'd be able to comment. I don't know much.
Dave, because I know they have Slammiversary. They're basically keeping the names.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people would probably say Trevor should drop Caleb. Hey, no. I know a lot of people say that, if they did that, nobody would, see the similarities, and they'll be like, what the hell is this? Do you think they should drop it, or should they keep it?
I think they're keeping it simply because of the name itself, because it was synonymous. One of their two big pay-per-viewers, I only have two. I don't know what the other ones are, but I know they're going to keep – I think they keep the name Slammiversary simply because of name recognition, and that's one of their big pay-per-views of this. That's like their SummerSlam.
And then this is their SummerSlam? This is their SummerSlam? Because they're making it seem like it's their WrestleMania.
No, Bound for Glory is WrestleMania.
Bound for Glory, I know, is technically their WrestleMania, but
you mean
hey, what's up? Mr. Bot is in the house. What is up? How you doing tonight, Bot? Thank you for joining us.
I think that's why they keep it, because it has so much history with the TNA brand itself, with so many big pay-per-views they put on Slammiversary over the years. But yeah, I mean, Bound for Glory, those will never change. And I think we can agree, Tony. We both watched Bound for Glory this past year, or last year now, and it was terrible compared to this pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, this pay-per-view blew Bound for Glory out of the water. And did we do a post show for Bound for Glory? I can't remember. Did we?
I have no idea.
I don't remember. I would have to look back at the old archives. It's a combination. In all honesty, Slammiversary is kind of like their WrestleMania and SummerSlam. Okay. We did Texas Kid. I didn't even remember. Thank you. I couldn't even remember. Impact sucks. I hope you didn't. I didn't hope you didn't pay for it. Well, I did pay for it, and it's getting a lot better. So you should try to give it a chance. It's under a new regime. I know everybody's. It's not the old regime, everybody. It's not the regime where they didn't pay their wrestlers, or this and that. All the drama in the backstage area. Everything is changed. It's different now. It's totally different. It's not the same. Go ahead.
Just give up, because a lot of these WE fans or whatever fans, they are always going to hate Impact Wrestling, just like New Japan fans are always going to hate WE fans. WE fans are always going to hate New Japan fans, or call you indie marks or whatever. You're going to get the stuff no matter what.
Oh yeah, who owns Impact now? Who's the clear owner of Impact?
Ed Nordholm, Anthem Sports.
Yeah, so it's not Impact. It's not Dixie Carter anymore. It's under a whole 40 is way too much. They're the worst in the indies right now. Impact was good 2002, 2013. Yeah, and I agree with you on that. Impact has went through a tough time, but it's not. TNA went through a tough time. They're no longer TNA. They're Impact Wrestling. They're shifting into a new era. Yeah, Dixie did ruin them, and that's why she's not with them anymore. She did ruin them. She's gone. She's out of the program, and it's under a new ownership, a new regime. So you may say it sucks. That's fine, but don't say it sucks if you haven't seen what they've been showing now. It's a new and improved show. It's not the same stuff you saw.
I bought Super Card on Fight TV. I was telling Dave, and I spent $40. Waste of money. Hated the show. Wasn't worth the $40. This, I'd pay for it again. Absolutely. If you're gonna give me a quality show from top to bottom, I don't mind paying $40.
Ali won the knockouts, and we're gonna talk about. You want to know how much I gave to Impact tonight? All right, I bought the pay-per-view on Fight TV.
Same.
So Dave and I could watch it. Dave and I share the app. So I bought it so Dave and I could watch it. Well, Fight TV, I wasn't getting a good signal on my TV end. It's connected through my Xbox One. It would pop up. It would still freeze and pause every now and then. So you know what I did? I went on my cable provider and I bought it. I bought the pay-per-view. $40. So Impact got $80 from me this weekend. So I showed my support. And I didn't know, still no streams or nothing like that. And I think a lot of people should give this brand a chance. You know, I gave it a very, very hard time, and I'm still kind of on the iffy on it. But you got to give it a chance. You know, you got to give it a chance. Yeah, my wife's very happy at the game, but you know it happens. What's up? Go ahead, Dave.
I just said I didn't have too many issues with a couple buff rate issues during the Valkyrie match, but that's not it. I mean, yeah, I had a pretty good stream throughout.
No, I don't. I don't have the GWN. No, I'm sorry.
The stream was pretty solid.
Yeah, I just had a couple of issues. You know, I was like, I'm not going to be dealing with this, so I was just like, nah, I'm just going to buy it. And Fight TV, for the most part, never has given me issues, and so. I'm glad it didn't give Dave issues, and I'm glad it didn't give anybody else issues for the most part. So let's move on. I'm sorry we went on a big old rant, but
no. That's
a lot of people, for the most part, affiliate Impact Wrestling with TNA, and they're not TNA anymore. They're a whole new different brand. But thank you everybody for joining us again tonight. We're Get the Tables podcast. We are live on YouTube, so thank you for the 4 viewers that are currently watching us. If you are commenting in the chat room, I'm not able to see them, but Alex will respond to anybody that is commenting in the chat room. So please go to YouTube, Get the Tables podcast on YouTube, subscribe to us, please. Again, also, we did a giveaway tonight for the Ricochet t-shirt. I'm sorry if you were not the winner tonight. I don't have the guy's name up on the screen right now, so I don't want to go and look, but everybody, whoever went out there and retweeted and liked that tweet, thank you very much. It was over 100 retweets, 100 likes. I mean, it was pretty solid on retweets and likes. So thank you guys for everything, and thank you for the subscribe. J Bone, yeah, thank you, Adam. J Bone won. Appreciate that.
Hey Tony, thank you. I want to thank you, sir. I expect it soon, so thanks. I appreciate it.
Right. Well, you guys should be thanking me for how the show went. Callis doing what he did best.
Yeah, so I just want to thank everybody for the support you guys have given us the last couple of days. And again, thank you for us getting over 4,400 views last night. 4,400 views last night on our Saturday night show. So thank you guys. So who owns TNA? Then TNA is no longer. TNA is gone. TNA is cut off. No more. They're just Impact Wrestling. All right, so now we had the match that we had a surprise debut during the match, and I think it kind of killed the match as well. We had Taya Valkyrie versus Kiera Hogan, who is basically a women version of Hulk Hogan, I guess, because she had the red and yellow and all this. She was just going on. Is she Hulk Hogan's #1 fan or some sort? I don't know much about Kiera Hogan, but they're saying that she's pretty good. I'm still not a big fan of Taya Valkyrie. She did get the win, but the big news of the night, everybody, was Tessa Blanchard shows up at the commentator booth and killed it tonight with Don Callis as well. Yep. She is now a knockout on Impact Wrestling. She looks like she's coming after Taya for the most part. It looks like for her probably beginning feud. Rumor killer of her going to WWE, right? Yeah. So much for that. Tessa is a legacy. Why would she leave NXT? She wasn't ever with NXT.
She had a few matches.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, she did.
Matches.
But she wasn't officially with them, right? Am I correct?
Match, and that's really it.
All right,
like
so we'll go
like that.
So we'll go with Dave first. You're the big Tessa Blanchard guy. What did you think of Taya Valkyrie versus Kiera Hogan and the debut of Tessa Blanchard into Impact Wrestling?
I think Kiera Hogan is a cross between Bayley and Naomi's ass. That's what I think. That's what I think.
All right, fair enough. Rosemary will be in NXT soon by the end of 2000. I hope so. I hope so, Queen. That'd be great. I hope so. I'm sorry.
I was impressed. I was impressed with Kiera Hogan. I thought she did pretty good in that match, even though it looked like it should have been a job match, but it wasn't. But it was weird for a pay-per-view, but whatever. But turning up and cutting some great heel promos on commentary, it was pretty fun. I mean, man, she was just going off on Josh. She was going off on Taya Valkyrie. That seems like the first feud we're going to get into. And, man, I mean, we've been hearing for months and months that Tessa Blanchard signed with Impact Wrestling, and we'd never seen her show up. So, and now she's finally here. So, I mean, it's good. I love her stuff about cutting. This business is in my legacy. I'm a legacy. I'm a third-generation wrestler. And it was just, man, it was a great heel promo. I'm not going to get to see the dream team up I wanted to see, at least not yet. Like, Tony knows this for sure. I've been saying how bad I want to see Tessa Blanchard and Charlotte for so long as a tag team. But I have to wait a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, she definitely adds something to this women's division, or knockouts division, sorry. But let's also talk about belts we didn't mention. All the new Impact belts are titles we got tonight. I mean, man, those look freaking awesome.
Sexy as hell.
They look a lot better than what TNA used to be throwing out there.
The tag really like.
Yeah, so I mean, give them credit. I know they're generic tag titles. They're the ones that you see in all the companies, but they're just a lot better than what you would see on the regular basis TNA would throw out there on their debut tag titles. I mean, remember the X Division? Remember the Jeff Hardy belt? Remember the Jeff Hardy belt? Oh God, that was the original belt.
The original X Division title with just the X on it. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah,
but yeah.
So, Alex, your thoughts? Taya Valkyrie, Kiera Hogan, and Tessa Blanchard showing up tonight on Redemption.
Well, you guys saw how excited I was to see Tessa Blanchard. I think it definitely like overshadowed the match, just because you were just so invested in the commentary. Her and Don Callis was, and I told Dave this earlier while we were watching the show. I don't care for Josh Matthews. And I don't mean that in that he's the heel commentator and I don't like him. It's just I don't like him. So, but it does add to the fact that I enjoyed it more when Tessa Blanchard and Callis were burying him completely. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, she cut a good heel promo, quickly establishing herself. And I said it, Tessa. Up to this point, Tessa Blanchard was the first and main reason why I'm going to start watching Impact. I'm a huge fan of her. I think she's probably one of the top in-ring workers, man or woman, in the world, and I think she's going to be great for Impact. Taya Valkyrie, though, not a fan. She can stay in Lucha. I'm sorry, I don't.
Thank you for the Super Hearts, Joe. What is the thing with Taya? Is it just her looks?
No, I think she has actually a unique look, and I like her look. But I just think and I like her entrance and how she her gimmick. But when she just gets into the ring, I just night.
How come WWE didn't sign Tessa? No idea, man. If they messed out. They definitely missed out.
You know what I think a lot of it is with Taya Valkyrie is that she doesn't really have any charisma and she doesn't draw you in like a lot of these wrestlers do.
Perfect. Like, to me, you put it perfectly, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, to me, she's not a character really because a Rosemary's a character. Even Allie draws you in a little bit to her matches. You know, you kind of want to see her. I haven't liked Cherry Bombs. I like Cherry Bomb better, but I think Allie just connects more with people. And I don't think there's a connection with Taya Valkyrie with anybody. I think he'll connect more with Kiera Hogan than her. But yeah, I mean, yeah, she doesn't connect and no charisma. She doesn't draw us in, like I said before. And it's like she's kind of bland a little bit. Her character is.
Yeah. She looks fine. I mean, she's an attractive woman, but so it's not the look that throws me off. It's like Dave said, there's just a disconnect when she gets in the ring and wrestles.
Johnny Impact is still with Impact Wrestling. He's still there. He just wasn't on the card tonight. I don't know. I just don't see anything worth the whole hoopla around Taya Valkyrie. Not that she's horrible in the ring. I just don't see the whole thing about it. And yes, I'm very excited about Tessa Blanchard being in Impact. She's definitely going to bring a new spark to that Impact division. I'm sorry, Knockouts division, because the Knockouts division is very, very slim to none, just like the tag division in Impact. But I'm going to say something tonight. You know, I'm not a big, very pro Josh Matthews guy. I don't really care for him too much. But tonight, I don't know if it was maybe because Don Callis was there. I actually didn't mind Josh Matthews on commentary. I didn't really mind him that much. Usually he kind of gets on my nerves, but for the most part tonight, I didn't really have a problem with him, which was kind of surprising.
Don Callis has it.
All right, so the next match on the night was the X Division Championship against with Matt Sydal and Petey Williams. I actually thought Petey Williams was going to win the match because, you know, the whole hoopla around him hasn't won the title in so long, and you know, just the odds are stacked against him, and yada yada yada. But Sydal does get the match. He does get the win. The match was all right. It wasn't nothing too crazy. I thought that we're going to see a lot of more, I guess, high-flying moves and stuff like that. But it was kind of just a regular match. I didn't really care for the finish, like Bob said. I didn't really care for the finish either. But Matt Sydal is still your X Division champion. Alex, your thoughts of the match?
I agree. You know, it wasn't a bad match, but it was nothing to write home about. I know a lot of people said it was something different than what we expected, but you know, different doesn't always mean good. At least that's what I took from it. And yeah, I'm a big proponent of finishes. So when you have a really underwhelming finish, it kind of kills the match for me. So that kind of ruined it for me. But it was a good showing from both.
That's what Impact lacked tonight. Finishes. Yeah, some of the finishers to matches just weren't the greatest. I agree with you on that. Okay. Dave, your thoughts? X Division Championship match.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tony. I thought PD was going to win it too tonight. I was like, okay, cool. We're going to see Sydal lose the title and all that. And yeah, I mean, the match, I think what was different about this match was you had your high-flying spots. You had Drago and Aerostar. You had Desmond and that six-man with everyone else. And then this match was kind of an old-school, slow pace, grab a hold, you know, and slow down wrestling. It was more of a wrestling match. And, I mean, there was a few spots, but nothing really majorly high spots. I would have loved to seen Matt Sydal hit Airborne, which is funny how they're calling it that, but Airborne. And I would like to see the move because I think the move is awesome. And I agree with Josh or whoever said it. I think it was Josh that no one hits a shooting star like Matt Sydal, and no one does. I don't care who's doing it. I'm sorry, Will Ospreay I think does one too, but the way Matt Sydal does, well, Ospreay, whatever, Ospreay. But yeah, I think Matt Sydal, it just looks so picture perfect when he does it. But yeah, I would love to see that move, and the finish was kind of weird. I did enjoy the match, maybe because it was a slower pace, I guess, but it wasn't a great. That was a weird finish. It was. I didn't really care for it, but yeah, the finish. What are you gonna do? It was still a pretty decent match.
Okay. Why is this guy Corbin? Maybe, I don't know, dude. Why do you keep asking me that same damn question? Again, thank you for joining us tonight. We are Get the Tables podcast starting next week, everybody. Just to let you guys know, starting next week, we will be going live on Thursdays. Thursday nights, we will be going on live right after Impact Wrestling is over. We're going to start doing post shows for Impact Wrestling and also for NXT. So if you are NXT fans and Impact fans, we'll be talking about both shows on Thursday night. And again, it'll only be an hour and a half long show. So I really hope you guys can join us if you are able to. So let's move on to the next match, which was the first ever House of Hardcore match. which was OVE and OVE in itself against Eddie Edwards, Moose, and Tommy Dreamer. And I swear, Sami Callihan definitely has a spit fetish. Like, this dude enjoys being spit on and enjoys spitting on people. The House of Hardcore match was decent. It was good. Had its pretty high spots. The cutter through the table on Moose was pretty cool. That move Moose did, what would you call it? Like a swanton to the outside, and he landed on the ladder. That had to have hurt, man. Props to him for taking that spot. That couldn't have felt bad. That felt good. But let's get to the end of the match, where OVE gets the win over Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer takes the pin. Callihan beats him. But after the match, Edwards attacks Callihan, rakes the barbed wire bat across his eyes, busts Callihan open. Edwards has Callihan blood all over his face. He tapes his hands to the ring ropes and just starts pummeling him with a kendo stick, like nonstop. OVE tries to get involved. He beats him up. Tommy Dreamer tries to get involved, and he pretty much shoves him out of the way, starts beating up Sami Callihan again. And that's when Eddie Edwards' wife tries to tries to break it up, taps him on the shoulder. He swings the kendo stick and just clocks her in the head. And boy, oh boy, things have just started heating up in this feud if it wasn't already. Eddie Edwards pretty much snapped tonight. And I thought it was pretty good storytelling. I'm not sure what else they can do with these two guys. We've already had like a high quit match. Now we have a House of Hardcore match. I can't imagine what will be next. But Dave, what did you think of this match and the ending of it?
I mean, the match was okay, because it's like, how many times do we have to see? Yes, they're fun to watch if they're done right. You know, like Monster Ball matches, they're fun if they're done right.
They chanted wife beater.
But I mean, man, sometimes it's just overdone a lot, these hardcore matches, and it's like, it wasn't a great hardcore match either. And I mean, the cool spot, it really looked like he freaking busted him open with the bat towards the end. And some of those spots, like that spot you're talking about, where they did that cutter through the table, to me that looked like a botch move right there. It looked botched like crazy, like he missed him by a mile.
I like that. Yeah, it did. Bob Brewski, we're going to touch on that. And McGarvin, that's a possibility. Yes, the bot game is very strong tonight. That's a good point. Yeah,
towards the end, when he was doing the kendo stick stuff, I don't even think he came nowhere near hitting his wife, because it looked like that thing was way off. I mean, I don't think he came nowhere near hitting his wife at all, because it seemed like that thing flew and was already broken to pieces anyway by the time he got to her anyway. And I don't think there was nothing even on that thing anymore. And it was just like kind of, maybe that was on purpose. Maybe the purpose to break like that, because it was like completely busted up. I don't think he hit her at all. I mean, but I could be wrong, I'm sorry, but how many times have we seen this storyline happen?
Yeah.
Girl and kind of involved in the storyline accidentally gets hit when the guy loses control. You know, I mean, how many times have we seen this storyline done? But it does seem like they're going, even though Eddie didn't get pinned, so I guess this thing's still going. So I don't know what they're going to do next.
It's all good, Joe. Appreciate you sharing it on Periscope. Thank you for everybody sharing and retweeting on Twitter and Periscope. Really do appreciate inviting your followers. Thank you, guys. Hope you're inviting guys that are Impact Wrestling fans so they can join in on the conversation. I'm going to ask the guys, that was a good question, Bob. And maybe Don Callis did mention it in the commentating by Dreo. I know he said something about it. Now, what do you think, Alex, of the match itself and the ending of it as well?
I thought it was a fun match. I mean, there were definitely some big spots. My biggest takeaway, man, is why haven't I seen Moose before? Because he's the dude. I am absolutely impressed beyond what he's shown me today. So I'm definitely big on him as well. In terms of the ending, it was a fun match, but I love the beatdown at the end. I loved Eddie Edwards just beating the shit out of everyone, including the referee. just tying up Sami Callihan and just going to town. I agree with you guys. I really don't know.
Thank you, McFly.
With this, I mean, they made a great storyline out of the bat accident. They did the match at WrestleCon or whatever, and now we have this. So I guess I'm curious to see. But I guess adding in, yes, Dave, I agree. The storyline has been done before, but now it adds another layer to their feud. It gives you more reason to tune in because it is a fiery feud. I have to give. I don't like Callihan, but I have to give it the man's doing the heel work properly.
Now, Alex, you have told me before that I've told you about Eddie Edwards. You said you're not really a big fan of Eddie Edwards, and you were saying tonight he would look good tonight.
You see that? I love that fire that I love. You know me, man. I love when people like just go all out violent, all out just fire behind them. And yeah, maybe that's what I need to see from Eddie Edwards. But I was definitely impressed.
Now, Bob made a good point, and I put this on Twitter as well. And I thought maybe Sami Callihan will finally get his revenge on Don Callis because during the Lucha Underground and Impact pay-per-view or special, Don Callis did stop the I Quit match. But it seems like Don Callis is kind of trying to separate himself from just being commentator. I don't know if he's going to be staying the commentator, but it seems like he's separating himself from being the what would you call him, COO or general manager, whatever you want to call him, boss, owner, to commentator. Like he's not involved because I think even Josh Matthews at one point said, well, are you going to do something? And he was like, what are you talking about? There's nothing I can do, or something along the lines of that. And he didn't go in there and save or Sami Callihan or even try to stop things. But were you upset at that? Or were you trying to maybe thinking that Callihan and Callis would get in a little confrontation, or you think they may be saving that? What do you think?
Probably saving it. I remember what you're talking about. He ran out at the last show. So yeah, I'm sure they're gonna save it because if Callihan wants to establish himself as the top heel, go against the Authority.
Yeah. Any thoughts on that, Dave?
Yeah. I mean, I guess if he wants, they'd have to do. He can attack his boss, so that'd be kind of interesting. And even during the whole thing with Tessa Blanchard, where she was asking him, "Can I hit him?" It seems like Callis is kind of going, kind of like the early year Vince McMahon route.
Oh.
Boss, okay. And they kept always saying this stuff to him in commentary during the commentary and all that. Like, what are you gonna do about this and stuff like? It kind of reminds you a little bit of that. And that line said was freaking great, where he's like, "I'm all out of towels, so I don't know what he wants me to do." I mean, that was great.
See that's what Adam just put in the Adam Bond just put in the chat, and that's really good story. That's a good storytelling right there. That's all right. Props to Don Callis. All right, props to him because he went down and saved Eddie Edwards, but tonight he didn't go down and save Sami Callihan from getting his beat. Props to him. Come on, everybody. That is some good storytelling. I give it to McGarvin and Adam Baum for pointing that out. I think Dreo did as well. Up to you guys for pointing that out. I agree. That's storytelling at its finest right there. I gotta agree with you on that.
This is that even Josh Matthews, Alex's favorite commentator, he pointed out, like, man, I hate Sami Callihan. I hope he gets his ass kicked and stuff. He basically was saying something like that on that lines. So it's like everyone's saying, like, everyone hates him. Even the most biased commentator, Josh Matthews, hates him. So, I mean, there's something there that adds another level to it. When even the commentators say they hate this guy.
I would absolutely hate to wrestle Sami Callihan. Like, the dude has to spit. Like, in the match, he spits up in the air and catches it. Like, what is the point of that? Like, why do you like spitting all over yourself and spitting everywhere? Like, and I'm not talking about little spit. I'm talking about this is like him saving this spit all day and just like it's like water coming out of his goddamn mouth. It's insane.
What? We glossed over something that was probably my favorite part of the whole night, segment-wise. Petey Williams was being interviewed, and Scott Steiner walks up. I mean, I was marking out and laughing like crazy for the spot when Scott Steiner did the whole.
That was funny. I will do that.
So that was great. And then people popping it out. Oh, I have this percentage chance of winning, and then boom. And then he started talking about his wife, which is really weird.
Yeah, I know. I know Scott Steiner is the joke of the show. Everybody, I know you've been here, but thank you for staying here, Texas Kid. Thank you, appreciate you joining us. Scott Steiner is the joke of the show. You know, we all have our jokes with him. We make fun of him. We're not. We. That's why we name him the fun. Where he's the fan favorite of the show. One of the fan favorites of the show, other than that stupid big guy in WWE that I will not name. It's funny how he did good tonight. He was very impressive. You know, he had the Frankenstein and in the whole promo in the back with P.D. Williams. It was nice. It was nice. I'm not saying that I want to see him more on my TV screen, but it was good. But let's go next to the Knockouts Championship match, because I thought this match was the dud of the night. Allie taking on Su Yung, and I cannot get behind this Allie. I cannot. I don't know what it is. I don't find anything impressive about her in the ring. Same thing with Su Yung. I know Red Sox fan was really high on her, but maybe he's seen something different when she was on with Shimmer. Is that right, Alex? Shimmer?
Mm-hmm. Shimmer wrestler.
And tonight, I just was not impressed with the match. Maybe with Sutter at ringside, maybe kind of threw things off because he did get involved in the match. I just didn't really care for the match.
Just tell me real quick, what's the deal with Braxton Sutter's involvement in this? I didn't pick up on that.
Well, Braxton Sutter and Allie were supposed to get married, correct, Dave?
Well, they are married in real life.
Well, in real life, they are married, but they were supposed to get married on the show. It was, the classic wedding storylines. Supposed to get married, and then it ends up, falling apart, and he turns against Allie. And Allie is Impact's version of Bayley. Yeah, absolutely.
Man, you know what? Talk about nice coattails to get a job and to be relevant. I mean, come on. This dude is – no one knows who this guy is or cares about him. Get off of our TV already. Let's watch your wife in peace.
Wow, Braxton is just totally his crap. Now the guy was a mid-deal back. Oh, wow. Su Yung is Rich Swan's wife. Yes. Su Yung is Rich Swan's wife as well. Yes. I didn't know they are real. They are married in real life. Yes. Allie is what WWE wants from Bayley, and Su Yung is one of the best women in wrestling. See, what I saw tonight was from Su Yung was nothing impressive, but I'm going to take your word for it. Now, Allie, I just can't, I don't know what it is, but I cannot. There's just something with Allie I cannot, cheer about. I just find her matches really boring. Is this a different side? Is she totally different as Cherry Bomb? Is she throwing out different moves or something?
Yeah, I mean, I think her finisher was like a Death Valley Driver. It was like a Cherry Bomb, I think. I can't remember. But yeah, she's a completely different wrestler. I mean, she used to come out to Radioactive on the Indies. I mean, she was completely different. I mean, this Allie acts like she's only been wrestling for 5 years, and so she's a pretty good wrestler. But one thing she's doing, she is connecting with the crowd. And look at all the bunny ears that were out there. I mean, look at that. Now, those could have been handed out, too. You never know with Impact Wrestling. I almost said the T word, but Impact Wrestling, you never know. I mean, it could have been just handed out, but it seems like the crowd was pretty hot too. The crowd was pretty hot up there for Impact tonight.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't your regular Impact crowd. Back in the old Impact days, you wouldn't get "fuck you" chants and "wife beater" chants and stuff like that. All the other chants that they did. This was actually a wrestling-based fans that came to the show. If they were paid or if they were given free tickets, we will never know. But they were active tonight, so good job for them.
Well, not to make WHO, NXT has made Orlando a wrestling state, or that area a big wrestling. Because you got Full Sail in Orlando doing NXT like crazy, and now you got Impact's been doing it there for a while, so they've really picked up Orlando as being like a wrestling town or wrestling whatever. Yeah.
Oh, Allie has said that she had concerns about doing a rookie character, but is glad she did it.
Character. I liked her old character better. She even wrestled in NXT as Cherry Bomb.
She was on NXT before?
Yep, she wrestled on NXT.
Oh, okay.
Wow, I had no idea. What about you, Dave? What did you think of the match? I'm sorry, Alex. What did you think of Ali versus Su Yung?
Didn't do anything for me. I think that's why I asked about Braxton Sutter, because I thought he actually detracted from the match. And in terms of Su Yung, I like the gimmick. I said it earlier. I'm a big fan of dark gimmicks. I'm a big fan of Japanese and Korean horror films. So this is kind of right up my alley. But yeah, when she came into the ring, she didn't really do much for me. Now, I do think that has to do with Sutter constantly interfering. So I will give her a chance, but I don't see how people could put her over Rosemary. I mean, I'm a Hiveling for life. Like, I still think Rosemary is the women of Impact of the Impact division. But yeah,
you know what? I agree with that too. You know what? Because Su Yung. I mean, Red Sox fan keeps talking up Su Yung, and it's like she just hasn't been impressive enough to me. I haven't seen nothing. I mean, the match wasn't great, but I mean, for Ali either. But I mean, it's like it just not. I don't know. The Su Yung character looks cool, but it's just not really. I haven't seen like saying that she's the greatest women's wrestler ever, or right now. I just don't see it.
Come on, guys, just join the Hive.
All these damn bots tonight, man. The sex bots. What happened, Periscope? Y'all got them away for so long, and now these sex bots are back. I don't like it. Now I got to do more work on my show, on this show now, to block everybody. Like, what the fuck, man? Again, thank you, everybody, for joining us. This is Get the Tables podcast. We are starting to go live now on Thursday nights, doing Impact post shows, also with NXT sprinkled in as well. So I hope you can join us. We are also live on YouTube, so go hit up YouTube and subscribe to us. If you don't already have YouTube, go download it or get it on any type of your phone app, please. So if the audio is not good on Periscope, you can just switch to YouTube.
So what's Ali?
Yes, and I'm sorry?
I was just going to ask, like, since you guys would know, like, what's next for Ali, I guess? Does she face Rosemary, Tessa Blanchard?
I don't know.
On the Indies with Cherry Bomb and Courtney Rush was one of the hottest rivalries on the Indies. And then when they finally brought her in, even though it's two different characters, I mean, man, it was just like, come on, they need to do this. They have to do this. You know, Ali versus Rosemary. I mean, especially if it was Cherry turns. I want to see something happen where Rosemary breaks her and takes her title, and then it flips the switch and she turns into Cherry Bomb. That's what I would like to see.
Well, Adam Bob was saying that in an interview that Ali said that she's going to start busting out more Cherry Bomb moves.
So, Dave, are you saying you want Rosemary to put Ali in the Lake of Reincarnation? Is this the Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy thing all over?
Pretty cool. I mean, I don't think she'd gain an extra leg, but I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, well, here, like, also, Bob Ruski mentioned Twitch. I'm trying to dabble in on Twitch as well. I have to figure out things first on there. On my computer, since it's a gaming computer, I am able to stream on Twitch. I just got to figure out how to do it.
Oh, nice.
So it's either I can do it on my computer or I can do it from my phone. There's an app on my phone that I can go live on Twitter as well. If you go on Twitter right now, Twitch. If you go on Twitch right now, Dave asked about it too, that it was a fake account. There is a Get the Tables Twitch account. It is made. It just hasn't had any shows done yet. But there is a Twitch account for Get the Tables. We just haven't been live, obviously, on it. So it's going to happen someday in the future. Yes, Periscope has done us very well. We've gotten verified by them. As you can see, if you hit on our little picture, we have the silver tier VIP, and we'll hopefully one day maybe turn gold. With the help of you guys giving us hearts every night and the people that are able to give us super hearts, it's very, very much appreciated. And we thank you guys for all the support that you have given us.
You're saying Get the Tables isn't already gold with me?
I'm sorry?
You're saying Get the Tables isn't already gold with me here?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, but yeah, it's awesome. I'm very thankful for what Periscope's done for the show.
Yeah, Periscope has brought a lot of cool people to our show and a lot of support to our show. Without Periscope, we would not be here at all, as well as you guys coming in here and chit-chatting with us. So,
definitely.
All right. let's move on to the main event, which we saw Mr. Austin Aries. Oh, well, thank you, Texas Kid. Appreciate that.
Wow, he just copied.
Oh, no, wait. I read that wrong. No, wait, hold on now. No, I read that totally wrong. Holy crap. I totally read that wrong. Whoa. We had the triple threat match tonight, which was Pentagon, King Phoenix, and Austin Aries for the Impact Wrestling World Championship. And my goodness gracious. It wasn't the match we saw at Lucha versus Impact, but this match was still. You said they outdid their match? I don't know. I guess maybe because I was there live. It was just a different, aspect of it. But the match was still very good. Pentagon still impresses me. I can't believe this man. I can't believe it's taken me this long for me to finally realize how awesome Pentagon is. King Phoenix did well. Austin Aries picks up the loss. He loses the title. And Pentagon is your new Impact World Champion. Like, this is pretty crazy. I did not think Pentagon was going to win, even though I think I may have predicted him to win last night. I know Adam Bomb did mention last night on the show that they did sign Pentagon for some extra tapings. So, and also tonight, Pentagon got his own Impact theme song. They didn't use the song that I played before the show started. So I can't believe they pulled the trigger and let a non-Impact star win the world title. Yeah. Pentagon is not officially signed with Impact, but he's definitely have some set dates for him coming up. So we'll go with you first, Dave. Your thoughts of the triple threat title match and Pentagon being your new Impact champion.
Let the record show that I did say last night that Pentagon is being advertised for a show in June. I'm just saying, but still. But yeah, I mean, I thought the match was good. I mean, maybe it was just me. I don't know. I think it was better to me because it was a championship match. And I was like, why couldn't the triple threat match be a championship match, you know? Like at the Lucha vs. Impact show, why wasn't that a championship match? Like, come on, you got 10 belts, put one of them on the
line.
Yeah.
I mean, but, you know, I mean, I thought it was better. In some of these spots, like Aerostar, sorry about that, wrong guy. Phoenix, there you go. Phoenix, some of those, that freaking, what is it called? Like a twister? I don't know. That was freaking crazy on the outside. But yeah, I mean, it was a fun match. I'm really happy for Pentagon. Me and Tony both have been really big fans of Pentagon. We watched some Lucha Underground. We both really enjoyed him. We both said he's one of our favorites. Him and Drago is probably two of my favorites. And I mean, yeah, I mean, it was really cool. I'm really happy for Pentagon that he's a champion. Gotta give Alex credit. He said last night he was picking Pentagon, and it would be a cool crossover, which I thought would be a better crossover as if the Lucha Underground tapings haven't already been done. Because just imagine one of the episodes, Pentagon shows up and with the Impact title. I mean, that would have been awesome for both. And I mean, they were really heavily promoting Lucha tonight too. So obviously there's a partnership there because they were heavily promoting season 3 or 4 of Lucha Underground. So I mean, a lot of that. And hey, I'm happy. I want to see. Now, Tony, do you know for sure? Are we going to see new tapings this coming week?
That I don't know for sure, but I do know that they are going to be live Thursday, and I'm not sure. I'm guessing they're going to do what they've been doing, taping ahead of time.
Because when they first showed up there, we didn't get that Austin Aries as champion for like a month after that. When they first like scoped it out or whatever, or Facebooked it out, whatever it was.
They're probably taping tomorrow and Monday in the week. Yeah, tapings will be this week. Yeah, so I guess we'll see Monday's taping on Thursday. So we'll see Pentagon on. I'm going to say Pentagon will be on Impact on Thursday. So if you are a Pentagon fan, I would definitely tune in to Thursday night.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to. I mean, Pentagon's going to be your new champion, maybe we even see a rematch this week on Impact. You never know. I mean, that would be interesting.
Yeah. Alex, your thoughts? Triple threat match. Oh, I'm sorry, Dave. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I love that move that he does. I remember when he did it to everyone's favorite female in Lucha, to Sexy Style, when he broke her arm, quote unquote, broke her arm with that move. So I mean, yeah, I mean that was awesome. I love that move.
Oh, Adam Bob says new tapings for Impact, yes, but there's a few stuff that Lucha Underground still needs to film, apparently. Oh, yeah, so there you go.
As the champion, though, that's what we'll wait and see. I don't know.
I'll be there tomorrow at the Monday. Oh, awesome, McGarvin. Hope you enjoy the tapings, dude. No spoilers, please. Don't tweet us any spoilers. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Usually, I check out Impact taping spoilers just to read them, but now I'm gonna have to stay away from them, so because I actually want to be surprised. So Alex, your thoughts? Anything on new champ and the thoughts on the match itself?
I mean,
you'll be at Raw tomorrow. Awesome, dude. Damn, that's sweet.
Yeah, it was a good match. Definitely better than the Lucha Impact crossover, because that match was only like 10 minutes. This actually got a lot more time, and yes, there was some fun spots. Phoenix did have a bit of a botch on the rope, but he more than made up for it with that double corkscrew plancha, if that's what we're gonna call it. And yeah, I mean, I love that. I love that spot that Penta does. I love the spot that Dave was talking about where he breaks the person's arm. But the double spot with the gory special and the packaged pile driver, I pop every time I see that. And yeah, I mean, I'm glad people are starting to realize that Pentagon is the truth. He has been for a couple of years, and I'm absolutely happy that he's the champion because, I said it last night, it reflects that now Impact is doing more crossovers, and we'll see probably more Lucha Underground talent on. And hey, who knows? That opened up the door for many more wrestlers around the world to come in. So definitely excited. I'll definitely be tuning in Thursday to see what this aftermath is.
Summerversary in Canada in July. Yes, that is correct. So I think everybody. Go ahead.
Helping. I was saying this is definitely all these partnerships with these different promotions.
Right.
They got another one coming for their Twitch show, I believe, with one of the one of the women's wrestling. They're going to do an all women's show coming up. I can't remember who it's with. It's not with Shine. It's with another one, but it's a smaller one. But I mean, they're doing all these other different stuff with different companies, and it's crazy and it's fun. I mean, I think they're doing something with Big Time Wrestling as well.
Oh, Rise. They said Rise.
Yeah, Rise. Exactly, Rise. Okay, hey, you guys are awesome. Thank you that you know all this stuff. Thank you. Hey, you guys are just as much part of the show.
We got some Impact faithfuls in here, so they know their stuff. So I'm gonna agree with. I'm gonna go with what they're saying. So. Now, okay. I think we can all, for the most part, agree that Impact is not the second-tier show or second-tier company anymore. It's obviously it's ROH, and you can maybe even throw New Japan up there as well.
I would in the West, I would say ROH, but in the world, New Japan's number 2.
So I would, it's definitely Impact. It's Rise, and they're doing a seminar on May 11th and a Twitch special July 7th, I believe. All right, well then. Appreciate that, Adam Bomb. Man, we might have to have Adam Bomb be our special Impact correspondent, help us out with any news that we miss out. And I appreciate all the help, man. I think, Impact is probably in the top 5, definitely. 4, maybe 5 wrestling company in the world right now. And I think they know it. That's why they're doing these crossovers. That's why they're showing independent talent on their Twitch channels. I think they know that, and that's why they are allowing their guys to have an open schedule. If Austin Aries wants to go and face someone on ROH or face someone on an independent scene, they're more than welcome to. I think Impact finally realized that, and they're not holding them back like TNA once did. And
go ahead.
Because
TNA were signed to lucrative contracts, and they were all making this much money or whatever you want to say. It was mostly filled XWE guys, and you got your run. But now it's more about TNA, like we talked about before. Like when this first happened, that TNA is taking a few steps backwards because they're going to basically become an indie show where you're going to see a lot of more of this. And what Scott D'Amore and Don are doing is they're doing like open contracts with, like you do with any house of show you see for independent wrestling. You see different wrestlers come in. Hell, just Friday night, there was MLW wrestling show we talked about last night.
Yeah.
Austin Aries took on ACH, and Pentagon took on his brother Ray Phoenix. I mean, so these guys are both on that show.
I can see Impact on Pop. I can't watch ROH on comment. See, ROH on here, the thing with ROH, it's hard to follow unless you are very dedicated to ROH.
Yeah.
Because on here, it's like on at 2 o'clock in the morning. Adam Palm says our ROH isn't number 2 in the West. I'd put PWG there if we're just focusing on the USA.
Yeah, you can throw.
I think Tony's talking like TV, more so for TV, because for a while TNA was considered the number 2 company when it was on Spike TV.
Really, Bob? I had no idea. I didn't know ROH puts their TV shows on Fight TV. I had no idea.
That's how I watched Supercard of Honor.
Oh, so I could have. Oh, all right. So ROH pay-per-views are on Fight TV as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's good to know. Hopefully, Impact goes back to Spike. No, they're not going anywhere. I think Impact on Pop is probably going to stay for a while. Impact has biggest ratings outside WWE. You're right about that. That's very true. But I'm just saying that I think if you ask someone, hey, do you want to go to ROH pay-per-view or Impact Wrestling? A lot of people are going to probably pick ROH.
Well,
because of the crossover between ROH and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Because you have a good chance of seeing Omega on the ROH card, and Ibushi, and all these other ROH and New Japan Pro talents. And with Impact, we're going to get mostly these independent guys. Lucha Underground's a great company, but it's nothing like New Japan. You know what I mean? Is that fair to say, or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what New Japan's ratings are on Access TV, but I know Lucha Underground can barely draw 100,000 viewers when Impact just this past week, I think, had like 360 or 370 viewers. So, I mean, yeah, they're tripling, almost not tripling, but doubling Lucha Underground's numbers. I don't know what Access TV ratings are Friday nights with their little hour special they do. So, yeah, and no one really does that well. Like Impact, no one does as well as WWE, obviously.
Yeah. So, I mean, for the most part, hey, Impact, you got to give it its props. It's doing a lot better. They are on a new, refreshing start. And I think we can all agree that if you were not happy or a big fan of what TNA was bringing you back in years ago and how they treated their wrestlers and whatever issues else you may have not liked with them, I think they're on the right track. And it seems like they're on a positive, and Pentagon winning the title is only a step forward that they had to make. And it looks like things are getting excited over there. So let's put our rating fingers together, everybody. We'll go with you first, Dave. 1 through 5. What?
You don't think that Scott Steiner would step forward?
Oh, that too. Scott Steiner as well, winning the tag team titles, is also going to bring Impact to a different level. Impact is doing very well. We've had our ups and downs. We get monthly shows and indies on Twitch. That's very true. TNA is dead. Impact lives with redemption. Did I call it TNA again? I hope not. So I need to write in. Don't call it TNA. I got to write it down on a piece of paper if I did that. It's just a bad habit.
The name of the pay-per-view is really kind of a play on words with the company itself. Redemption. It's redemption for this company. It really was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, overall, you said give it a rating. I'm going to give it, I was really entertained. I wasn't bored with the show. I thought there was some pretty good matches. I'm going to give it a 4.
I didn't watch it, but it sounds like a 3-star. Bliss, you always amaze me, my friend. So you said, what did you get it, a 4?
Yeah, we'll go with 4.
All right. Dave with the 4. We'll go with Alex, your first pay-per-view in a long time watching Impact. What would you give it?
I give it a 4 out of 5. I think it's the second best pay-per-view all year.
Wow.
Yeah, TakeOver's still the best, but better. I enjoyed it more than WrestleMania overall.
Wow.
I enjoyed it over ROH Supercard. It was a very enjoyable show, and it blew my expectations out of the water. So when you add that in, yeah, I definitely enjoyed it a lot more.
Wow, enjoyed it more than WrestleMania. Quote that, Bliss. Remember, when Bliss is the one that quotes our famous quotes of the show. That's definitely a quotable offense right there. The duds were knockouts match and X Division title match. Wow, McGarvin A. I agree with you on that. Absolutely. All right, so 1 through 5. I would rate tonight's pay-per-view. I'll give it a 3.5.
You know, I don't think you can really compare it production-wise to a WE event. But if you want to go to like Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, I would definitely say, yeah. And I think the Lucha Underground guys killed it and stole the show.
That's what I'm saying. You want money, bring in Pentagon.
I think WWE will try to top with the Greatest Royal Rumble. I mean, it would be hard for them not to top tonight's show because of the stacked ass card that they're going to have. I mean, the only way they can't top this show is if they, absolutely shitted the bed, which I don't think it's going to happen. I think Greatest Royal Rumble, for the most part, should be better than, which a lot of people are saying, it's going to be better than WrestleMania. Well, I mean, with that type of card, it's going to be hard for them not to put on a great show. I'm sure there's some matches that you don't really want to see, but I think for the most part, it'll be a really good show. I think y'all could all agree with that.
Yep.
Nobody cared. We went live the same time as the pay-per-view and got good views. Well, that's good. That's fine. But not a lot of people bought the show. So I'm sure the next one will do a little bit better. And if you're going to go live at any time, you're going to probably get views. It all depends on, your following. Go ahead.
We got over 1,000 total viewers, so that's not bad for our first Impact pay-per-view since Bound for Glory.
Now, premier match was match of the year or close to Charlotte. Not sure what you're talking about there. Don Ronkin. I'm sorry. So we'll be continuing doing these post shows. Like I said, we're going to go live on Thursdays. We'll touch on Impact and we'll touch on NXT as well. Post shows on Thursday nights and then continue on every week on that. And so Impact just gets shitty, which I don't feel like it will. I feel that hopefully things are on the rise. We'll see. It's a different company, different show, different regime. I'm going in there with an open mindset. I'm probably the one that was the most critical. Maybe not. I mean, I know Alex didn't watch at all for a while. But I do think I was probably the most crucial on Impact or TNA at the time. So I'm going with an open mindset. Go ahead.
I was just saying what Impact really needed to do tonight. Me and Alex talked about this too. I think he's gone again, but okay. We talked about Impact. I said to him, Impact needs to go out there and put on a good wrestling show. Don't have run-ins. Don't have these stupid like TNA has done in the past. Like we've seen the last Bound for Glory where they had a stupid ruined main event. You went out there and put on a really good wrestling show. And it was kind of similar to what you would see from a New Japan or Ring of Honor type shows. I mean, you're getting just good wrestling, and that's what fans want. I mean, and they went out there and they put on a good show, and fans will watch. You keep, like we said last night, fans will watch if you keep doing this, and they're doing a great job. And I was going to say that I wonder.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I wonder how this will affect Don's relationship with New Japan. Or ROH. He's not really with ROH, but because does he try to bring in some guys, who might not be on the top level of like a Kenny Omega, but some guys lower level that he could try to bring in a little bit to work in some Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, after never say never in the dynamic of wrestling is right now, and like we already seen with Lucha Underground, if you have Callis as the bridge, best believe you could probably see some New Japan guys.
We're gonna see Naito next week, but I'm just
no, you're not gonna see Naito, but you'll see some guys, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I know, and hey, I can't but I can understand people not, being negative towards Impact. I can understand that. If Impact rubbed you the wrong way, hey, I can totally understand why you would still be negative towards the company. But hey, give it a shot. I'm not saying go out there and buy the pay-per-views or I'm not even saying to go out there and get GWN or anything like that, but just give it a shot. It's not. I know a lot of people are, the old Impact heads, James Storm, Bobby Roode, who are the old vets too, Eric Young. The list goes on and on with Impact. Yeah, those guys are gone. It's a different company now. It may not be what you're comfortable seeing, but I would at least give it a shot.
Tony, let this sink in for a minute. For the first time that I can ever remember, TNA/Impact, their world champion is Pentagon. Now, he is not. Let me say it again. He is not an ex-WWE superstar.
Yeah, an ex-WWE. Yeah, that's true. And that's what a lot of, Impact got a lot of heat, or not a lot of negativity towards them, because they would bring in, they kind of did it with Patron. Del Rio was kind of a guy that, was an ex-WWE guy, came into Impact, and he won the title. He was automatically thrown into the main event picture. And it's glad to see that. Maybe I don't think they've learned from their mistakes, because I think if Patron was still there, the main event would have been Patron and Aries. Oh, but God. I just think that we should just kind of go with an open mind. I understand they want to do away with all TNA things. I mentioned that on the show, if they should change their pay-per-view names. But I can see why they won't. Yeah, see, fuck Alberto. Nobody likes Alberto. And the funny thing was, someone tweeted out, how funny would it be if Patron showed up during the match and the firing was all a work? I was like, oh, crap. That would be – man, people would be so pissed off if that actually happened. But I understand. People are not going to – I don't blame if you don't trust Impact, or if you don't even want to give it a shot. That's fine. I don't blame you. But I do see that it's starting to get a little bit of a following. But, yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. I thought it was a solid show. I think I do think they do need to change the pay-per-view names eventually. Slammiversary, Bound for Glory, I can understand them keeping, but I don't think they should keep all the damn pay-per-views at TNA. Try to differentiate. But it's always going to be a similar company to TNA, but it's a different story now.
I disagree with same company. It's not the same company, because it's different ownership, and it's a rebranding of the brand of Impact Wrestling now. It's not TNA Wrestling. That was something completely different. It's no different than any time when another company comes in and takes over. You might keep some of the same stuff that's already there and keep it intact, and just change the name on the brand. It's still it's ran differently. Yes, it might still have the stink of TNA on it for so many fans, but it's still a different company, because it's ran differently now. It's ran professionally and better now, so it is different.
Yeah, and I can see they should change the titles. I mean, it's easier said than done. Maybe they can't. They've tried, or maybe they just don't feel like they should. Impact Wrestling has been the brand. It's just under a different name. Yeah. And Destination X is staying. That's the only three. Destination X is staying. Okay, fair enough.
Answer me something. What's the deal with owls? There are owls on all the title belts.
Oh,
that's Anthem's little logo, I guess, right?
And someone said WF is different than WE. No, they just changed the name of the company, because the World Wildlife Foundation is no new management, no new ownership came into the WE. All they did is change it because they lost a lawsuit. That's the only reason. That's a big difference.
All is the wise choice makers. Anthem's Al, yeah. The Anthem's Al got a lot of heat back in the TNA days. But I understand. It's going to be this. It's Impact's not going to change overnight. I don't think they're going to change. I don't think they're going to bring in a lot of new people after one pay-per-view. Even though we give it a good review, I don't expect you guys to start becoming diehard Impact Wrestling fans or even buy a pay-per-view. But I just say, all I'm going to say is just keep an open mind to it. Are you saying JCP was different than WCW? It's the same company. Why does it matter so much? I don't understand. Why does that matter?
Obsessing about this. It's funny because the same people that are that are saying, well, it was a good show, but I don't think it's going to get better. Well, what if it was a bad show? You just say, oh, Impact is just going to is shitting the bed as usual. So keep an open mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I'm not saying that it's not going to have horrible shows or horrible. You know, it just.
If you give up on it, you give up on it, but that's not how we feel.
No, I'm not saying I'm not. You know, I'm not saying to go watch it, and I'm not forcing you to. You're not going to like it. You're not going to like it.
And if you want to obsess on the name change, man, can't help you.
I'm glad that Impact is finally trending again. We've worked our asses off. Zach Martin, do you work for Impact? Hook it up with an interview or so. It's a case of you can't please exactly. You're not going to please everyone. You're going to get the same thing with WWE. And I'm not sure how it is with the New Japan Pro Wrestling heads, but definitely WWE. You're going to get it with Impact. I'm not sure how it is on ROH because I don't follow it as deeply as I do with Impact or WWE with the fans. But you know, you're not going to please everybody. So, like I said, I don't expect I don't expect Impact to draw in all these fans after one show. If people are going to support TNA, support them. But I agree with you. I think that's Lloyd. I do agree with you. People, if want to support, they'll buy it and not stream it or pirate it or whatever, however people watch it. I agree with you. They should support the company every way they can. If you're able to buy a T-shirt, buy a damn T-shirt. But I'm just saying that I can understand why people don't like it, but give it a shot. They have a lot of talented wrestlers on that show. A lot of talented wrestlers. And, you know, Moose and Pentagon, if you want to call him, because he's not really – I don't know if he's really Impact signee, but, you know, Eddie Edwards. The list goes on with the talent that they have. If you want to call them indie talent, that's fine. Most of them are. But, you know, for the most part, they're busting their ass, and that's all we can ask for. I also submitted the new arena design change-up. Oh, so so apparently Zach Martin works for Impact Wrestling. Oh, okay. So I used to be a diehard TNA guy, but what I loved about the company is gone. And that's fine. I can't hate on you for that. That's your opinion.
Then why you end up Impact Wrestling reviews for then? That's what I don't get. If you don't like Impact Wrestling, why are you in here talking with us about it?
Maybe he just likes talking wrestling. Can't hate on it. If that's his opinion, that's his opinion. A lot of people don't like WWE and they come into our show. Surprisingly, I don't know why, but they do. But hey, if
gives us more views, so thanks.
Just support all wrestling. That's all. And if you don't like a certain company, I can't blame you on it. Funny story, I watched ROH with my mom once, and she said that Impact and WWE felt real, but ROH didn't. Really interesting. I can't say much about ROH because I don't watch it.
ROH is much like it was before. ROH had its ROH was much better back in the day, and it's all right now, but it's definitely a shell of its ass.
Yeah, man, that is true, McGarvin. Talent has never been an issue. It was management. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
absolutely. That's a right on because I hope Impact can get better. Good, Lloyd. You should. And like I said, you know what, Lloyd? Watch. I don't know if you have Pop. It's only certain channels have it, and so I think some you have to pay to have it. So I'm not saying to go and buy it, but if you have Impact on Pop, I say check it out on Thursday. Give it a shot. Just watch it, and if you don't like it, then don't watch it. But I would at least say, hey, watch an Impact. It's not your same what you used to watch, but I would at least say, hey, let me give it a shot. And if you come out without liking it, I don't blame you. Can't hate on it. Everybody has different wrestling opinions.
And I talked about this with Alex before. If you remove Bullet Club from ROH, what does ROH have?
Agreed. Dalton Castle is not strong enough to be the main guy on ROH. Most of your hottest things, I mean, Supercard of Honor, the big thing was Bullet Club stuff. So yeah, ROH is definitely lacking in that department.
Or remove New Japan interaction with ROH altogether, and they are basically nothing, pretty much nothing. They're lower than probably the lowest rank on the independent wrestling. And I mean, yeah, and that's pretty. And ROH, and you said it right, Alex. When ROH, and I agree with you, was better early on when you had the guy, because you had great guys there.
And Kenta, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, all those guys, Tyler Black, aka Seth Rollins. Like the list goes on and on.
What about Jimmy Rave? You didn't.
ROH is drawing bigger crowds than they ever have, and that's true. But
that's
it is also credit to New Japan because of the Bullet Club.
Yeah, and also Alex forgot to mention Jimmy Rave, so whatever.
Because a lot of these ROH shows have a lot of New Japan Pro talent on it. They have Naito and Okada and Ibushi and Tanahashi and a lot of other big names, and that's why ROH is grabbing those huge crowds. TNA, same thing, they were drawing the huge crowds, and they had Styles and Joe and all them, and they were made from ROH when they went to Impact. I absolutely agree with you.
Well, Tony did point it out to me about like AJ Styles was in TNA or in ROH for like a minute. And then TNA snatched him up really fast. So he wasn't really in ROH a long time, maybe 2 years. So, yeah.
Impact hasn't been drawing good for a while. And it's been TNA or Impact, whatever, has been hurting for a while. And that's why they got new ownership and new people in there. All other than WWE, ROH and TNA, God damn it, ROH and Impact get help from other companies. ROH gets it big time because they get the huge stars from New Japan. Like,
it's a mutual benefit.
I'm sorry?
It's a mutual benefit.
Yeah, if Impact ever got, they said, hey, tonight we're going to get Ibushi versus Pentagon at Slammiversary, I'm sure a lot of people will tune in and watch that show or watch Slammiversary to see Ibushi versus Pentagon or something.
Well, they're planning, just a heads up, they're planning to do Ibushi versus Will Ospreay on one of the ROH shows this year. So there you go.
I actually agree with what that guy just put in there. I don't know what his name is, but who's been arguing about it. Yeah, he mentioned about Hogan and Bischoff. People complained that regime was the worst, and it was the most beneficial. And it was great when Impact got Hogan and Bischoff because that boosted a lot for their people watching it. And I remember being shocked. And Tony watched it too, I believe, when we seen Hogan versus Sting. Like, Hogan's getting back in the ring, he can't do nothing no more, and he surprised the hell out of a lot of people. He actually worked a pretty good match at his age.
Yeah, they do get help from AAA, and Pro Wrestling Noah. That is true, but it's not. Those are no companies compared to New Japan, and the type of stars that New Japan bring into ROH. And I'm not saying that ROH isn't good, but I'm just saying that they do benefit from New Japan Pro Wrestling. And he's right. Hogan and Bischoff did help TNA at the time. Hogan brought in a lot of fans to TNA, and
yeah, he also brought in Jeff.
A lot of people did hate on that Bischoff and Hogan regime. I will not disagree with you, but it did benefit Impact a lot. It was just who was running the scenes, and that was Dixie Carter. Dixie Carter killed TNA. She's the one that is why this is what we got. I'm sure Hogan pulled some strings, but Dixie Carter, for the most part, is what really killed TNA. Not paying talent and spending all of Impact's money and not able to go on the road anymore. And just the little things like that really benefited them.
You know what? That was another thing that really hurt. That was another thing that really hurt them, going on the road, because that just killed them. They weren't doing good on the road at all, and that just basically killed the company, really. Just
there you go, Adam. Yeah, there you go. Good point. They tried to be bigger than what they were. They tried. You know what TNA tried to do? They tried to beat the WWE. That's exactly what they tried to do. What was the first thing they did when Hogan showed up to Impact? What did they do? They changed nights. Remember that? They changed nights to try to go up against, was it SmackDown on Raw? Did they change the Monday night?
Yeah, Monday nights.
They changed the Monday nights. They went, we're going to try to beat WWE and we're going to go to Monday nights.
One thing I'll give credit to,
but I'll give him props for trying. Go ahead.
But the one thing we got out of that was that classic, one of the most entertaining and most watched videos by TNA ever. Jay Lethal and Ric Flair's Woo Off. That came on that Monday night. That
show. Yeah. That is a classic.
Yeah. Yeah, Dixie wanted to compete with WWE and got slaughtered. Yeah, and that was her fault. She shouldn't have done. She tried her best to try to compete with WWE, and that's what was her downfall. She wanted to outdo WWE every chance she could get. That's why she would bring in old WWE guys and Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, and the list goes on and on with the guy that she tried to bring in, and it was just most of them were fails.
Yeah, I mean they tried to beat WWE Light instead of trying to just be themselves. They tried to beat WWE.
Let the product speak for itself.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that. Like I said, I think Lloyd in his show said, they're not going to bring all these fans in after one show. And I absolutely agree with you. It's going to take a lot of proving fans wrong.
In the right direction.
Yeah, proving the haters wrong, proving the disbelievers, proving the people that, were crushed by TNA that to bring them back. It's going to take a lot. And like I said, it's going to take more than Slammiversary 3. It's going to probably take Impact a full year to get back the fans that were totally 100% dedicated. The ones that would fight with you on Twitter about how it's so much better than WWE and stuff like that. So
it's going to take shows. It's going to take like consecutive, like a year straight of doing really good stuff to start drawing more interest. And it's going to be fun to see if there's going to be any interest in people saying, hey, even if you didn't order the show tonight, I'm sure people looked it up online and noticed Pentagon is the new world champion.
And people on Twitter are talking about it all night. Yeah.
Yeah. Are they going to want to, people who don't watch, are they going to tune in to see Pentagon as their champion? And we'll see if people will tune in. We'll check out the ratings. The last few weeks, Impact Wrestling ratings have been pretty damn high. Not high, like high, but they've been right in that 360 to almost 400 range of viewers. And that's good being on a cable network that only shows soap operas.
Well, it's better than what it used to be in the past, because in the past it'd get sometimes 100,000 viewers and nothing. The TNA name is known, Impact Wrestling. What's that? The way they I understand that, but I think also with the TNA name, they feel like it's also it's tainted. That people are automatically think TNA. Oh, that's the company that didn't pay their wrestlers, right? Oh, that's the company that has so and so in charge or owners, right? I think maybe Impact Wrestling is kind of like their fresh start. But I agree with you on that. I see your point on that. That's why I asked if they're going to change the pay-per-view names to become their own little brand. But we'll see. But I think tonight's show, for the most part, was a good show. We went a little bit longer than I wanted to on chit-chatting about it. But, hey, that's fine. We thank you, everybody, for all the interactions. Even if you guys didn't care for the show or care for Impact Wrestling at all, we still thank you guys for joining us and coming in here and chit-chatting with us. Over 1,000 viewers again, back-to-back shows. So thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. 380,000 on a channel that might get 150,000 viewers on any other show. That's pretty good. Yeah, I agree. Appreciate that, Professor Harris. Appreciate that. I appreciate all the support. Even if you guys don't like what we're talking about, even y'all want to come in here and debate with us about it, I appreciate that. Y'all are great guys. Everybody in here, we respect everybody's opinion. We appreciate everybody coming in here and interacting with us. It's very, 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 very kind of you chilling with us for an hour and a half. If you're new to the show, hit that follow button. It would very, very much be appreciated. If you can, drop some super hearts if you can. If not, it's totally all right. Regular hearts are more than welcomed as well. We will be back. That's all good, Harris. Don't worry about it, dude. We will be back on Tuesday. Did you notice the tag titles look like the old knockout tag titles? I did not. I have to go look and check that out. Thank you for the super hearts, Joe. Appreciate that. But yeah, we'll be back. Oh, thank you, McGarvin. Yeah, we're on YouTube as well. So if anybody has anything else to say, I think we're going to be wrapping it up. We'll be live again on Tuesday night. So remember, everybody, big Raw tomorrow night. Brock Lesnar, everybody, on Raw tomorrow night. Roman Reigns will probably be there as well. Did they announce any matches for Monday Night Raw? Alex? Dave. Hey, Lloyd, enjoy Raw, man. I hope it's a solid show for you. The go home show, if you want to call it, before the greatest Royal Rumble. So hopefully it's a solid Raw tomorrow night. I know Brock Lesnar will be on the show. I'm not sure what exactly he will be doing, but we will see. Yeah, until Lesnar decides not to show up, right? So we'll see. Any last words, Alex, before Tuesday nights? Excuse me. Oh, well, technically almost tomorrow night's show.
No, I mean, it's an important show. I do think, with everything said, Impact did his job in terms of giving fans a big step in the right direction. Which it was not many. It's not going to turn people overnight, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. And back to WWE, guys. We got Monday Night Raw, Tuesday SmackDown, and the Greatest Royal Rumble Friday.
Yeah. So we will be live on our usual times, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. We won't be going live Friday for our post-Royal Rumble show. I figure we could just do that on Saturday and just talk about that and everything else. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the greatest Royal Rumble before we talk to you guys on Tuesday. Dave, any last words before we sign off for tonight?
Yeah, I thought they did a great job tonight. One thing that they did is they made us interested and actually excited and looking forward to Thursday night to see what happens with Pentagon, Tessa Blanchard. I mean, all this new storylines going into the paper or going into Impact. So I'm going to be really interested to see what happens. I'm looking forward to it actually this week.
So the next pay-per-view is Slammiversary, right?
Correct.
Yep,
in
July,
2 months.
So.
Good. Yeah. That's a good amount of time to build up. So let's see how the build-up is.
It kind of reminds me a lot of NXT. You know how NXT do live shows once every 3 or 4 months, so it kind of reminds you of that a little bit.
Oh, like the takeover specials?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good parallel.
Yeah, the way that they're running it is definitely like NXT or NXT-like, how they're running it. They're doing their tape shows and then having their specials every 2 months or so. So, yeah, we'll see. And Monday Night Raw should be a good one. I hope everybody who's watching it enjoys it. If you're going there live, I hope everybody likes it. Why do they keep putting the title on guys without contracts? None of them have. They all have open contracts on Impact. Most of them all have open contracts, so they are allowed to make money elsewhere. Because obviously they don't make the type of money on WWE. I think that's for the most part.
Didn't we say last night that Pentagon was signed on for a couple days of tapings for next week anyway?
Yes, Adam Bomb was the one who said that Pentagon has signed on for a couple of extra tapings. And also, that's what the thing a lot of the TNA got a lot of gripe for was because they took percentages away from their wrestlers if they performed on another independent show. So that's why a lot of wrestlers in TNA weren't very happy with that, but they've gone away with that. So that's what a lot of other wrestlers do. A lot of independent stuff.
And right now, if he keeps the title past these tapings, Pentagon that is, he will go to other indie shows and other shows possibly that have a TV deal or whatever. I don't know how that works, and he will show up with the Impact title, even if he does show up on Lucha Underground. Maybe he keeps it till Slammiversary, and we see him, and he does appear on some of these shows. So that'd be really cool, actually. I would love to see them book a brother versus brother match at Slammiversary.
Oh, Phoenix and Penta?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people who've been following that's been a match we've seen many times before, but they kill it every time. They have awesome chemistry together.
Yeah, Pentagon is on MLW. That is very much correct, sir. So we're gonna wrap up tonight's show. Thank you everybody for joining us past midnight my time, 1 o'clock in the morning on the others.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you, Lloyd. I would have had Eli Drake cash in as well. I was actually thinking that he might cash in, but after they won, I kind of feel like they weren't.
You guys just explain to me what Eli Drake briefcases are.
The world title. Thank you, Big Joe. Yeah, he has a world. It's kind of like a Money in the Bank case.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think they did that one year where they had him cash in like Money in the Bank, and I don't think they want to make it like they're kind of copy WWE cashing in briefcase like that. That's why they did them at these pay-per-views like that.
Well, he did. They did say on the commentary that he can cash it in whenever he wants. So it's kind of like.
I don't want him to do that. I like it better. Just it makes it too much like a Money in the Bank ripoff. Oh, you can cash in, just cash it in right now. It's just to me, it's they will, but I hope not.
Maybe the referees Impact are smarter than WWE at least for cash.
Eli Drake, Mr. Anderson called. He wants his gimmick back. Yeah, I'm not very high on Eli Drake, but that's very funny. That's very funny. Eli Drake as a champ again would help them rebuild their brand. Texas Kid for life. Everybody knows that. 2015 was the year Galloway cashed in after a match. Oh, okay. All right. Hey, remember when Galloway was on Impact? That's when he definitely reformed himself. So, yes, we'll be live Monday night. Speaking of Drew Galloway, he'll be on Monday Night Raw. He's Drew McIntyre on Raw, though. Cage needs the big title. I think Cage will be getting the title shot at Slammiversary. Maybe Pentagon versus Cage?
Yeah.
That should be a good one. Hernandez cashed in during a match in 2009 and lost. Really? Jesus, all these people that Monday as well as Tuesdays. What do you mean, Adam Bob?
Speaking of SmackDown, I got a message from my brother, and he said to me, "So SmackDown is now Impact." Because all these guys on SmackDown, all like Eric Young.
I agree with you, Lloyd. Get rid of the Grand Championship. Yes. So we will be live Tuesday. You said you were going to be live on did I? I'm sorry, Adam. My apologies. We'll be live on Tuesday. Right when SmackDown Live is over, we'll be live Tuesday night, and then we'll be live again Saturday night as well. But don't forget, Thursday nights, we will be starting our Impact post show. So I hope everybody can start joining us Tuesday nights and Thursday nights as well. Go ahead.
I said it's a new regime.
Yes, it is. So Thursday nights, everybody, we'll be back talking Impact, talking NXT Live, or NXT, the taping that they had on Wednesday. And should be a good week of wrestling, everybody, leading up to the greatest Royal Rumble. I cannot wait to see Roman Reigns holding up the World Championship, everybody. Should be fun. Should be a good night of wrestling Friday afternoon, I should say. All right, guys. Thank you for joining. Let's do a quick – oh, God, the gong is back. Let's do a quick little shout-out for everybody who stuck around and all the interaction tonight. Really do appreciate it. Jeffrey Cross, Bliss-Side, Texas Kid for Life, Big Joe, Jody Mania, Bobarooski, Adam Bomb, Chris Harris, Evil Doer, Lloyd Strickland.
Wow.
I think these are fucking bots. Yeah, these are damn. How are bots giving me? Oh, Altwan McGarvin. Thank you, McGarvin, for joining us. How are bots giving me hearts? How is that even possible? How are bots giving me hearts? How is that? That is so weird. 2 more viewers I did not be able to name, so if I missed your name, I apologize. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. Over 1,400 views, 4,400 views last night. Can't say thank you enough. Thank you for getting us to that silver VIP tiered status. Thank you again for the bot for making our Get the Tables page. Yeah, bots are taking over, and they were gone for a long time, and now they're gone. They're back again. They're hitting up every show, man. It's like you can't watch a Periscope show without seeing sex bots all up in them. It's just insane now. Thanks, Big Joe, for this. Who gave us Super Hearts tonight? Big Joe, Jeffrey Cross, and the bot, and Michael Berry. Thank you guys for the Super Hearts tonight. Very much appreciated. Thank you for everybody who watched us on YouTube. Thank you very much, and hit that subscribe button if you can. Yeah, I think I blocked maybe 4 or 5 tonight. They're everywhere, man. It's crazy. What were we gonna say, Dave?
Just remember, Saturday or Friday afternoon, the casket match. Who's going over?
They're everywhere, softly, man. Brother.
It's crazy. What were we gonna say? Rusev. Poor Rusev. Has to lose to that damn Undertaker who's gonna show up twice a year and then go home and watch fucking TV for the next 8 months.
I'm sorry. Do you prefer him to be in the Royal Rumble to get eliminated 2 seconds later?
I don't mind.
What? Yeah, you could have your Rusev Day chant hashtag for 2 seconds while he gets eliminated, or you could have him for the 5 minutes that he's one-on-one with Undertaker. But it's
come on now,
guys. It's 1 o'clock. Let's leave it at that.
90 minutes.
90 minutes.
You're funny, dude.
90 minutes.
Y'all are funny, man. So thanks everybody for joining us. Y'all are awesome. Great fans tonight. Thank you everybody for all the involvement, all the interaction tonight. Man, awesome, man. Y'all are great. Thank you for Lloyd from TWR Podcast for joining us. Appreciate you coming in here and talking. Thanks for everybody. All the usuals who come in here, all the super hearts, all the hearts. Y'all are great. Adam Bomb. Let me see. Now that's true. Not everyone gets to face Undertaker. It's actually a privilege nowadays, it seems like. Jeff Cross, Bliss, Texas Kid, Big Joe, Jody Mania, Bob Ruski, Adam Downs, Chris Harris, Mr. Andre, Lloyd Strickland, and 2 more viewers I cannot see. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Y'all guys are awesome. Thank you for the super hearts, and we'll see you guys Tuesday night. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Hey, Alex.